Hey, Tube, what's going on? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of XRP USD. We're going to be looking at it on one-day chart. We may even get into the 4 hours a little bit. Right now, we're down 2.33%. And guys, some of what we talked about in the last video about 2 or 3 days ago is taking place. And what we're looking at is this yellow trend line. And what's happening is we're breaking down through that, and we're also losing our moving averages, which we were up above for a little bit here. So there's some bearish things that are taking place in the market. I want to dig in a little bit deeper for you. And remember, guys, I'm not your financial advisor. What I'm here to do in the market, I'm not to tell you when to buy or sell. What I want to do is help people save money and maybe look at the market a little bit differently, to where you may say, hey, I really want to buy this coin, but because we're going through this analysis and you're looking at these different things, it may make you think about it just a little bit differently. So that's what I want to do. I want to educate in this space. I want to help people save some money. I've been screwed before, and I want to help people the best that I can with what I'm studying here. So if you guys like these videos, you'd like me to cover an XRP, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're going to dig into this. We're going to get after it. So what we were looking at the other day, about 2 or 3 days ago, we were talking about how this trend, we were trying to change this trend from lower highs and lower lows into higher highs and higher lows. And what happened was, on the short term, we started to have a short-term uptrend. And what was nice about that was you can see how we had a candle close here that was up above our 50-day moving average, and we traded up above our 50-day moving average from October 7th, 2019, all the way till November 8th. 2019, and it was significant that we were up above this, guys, and we started to get a squeeze between our 50 and our 200-day EMA in white here. So there was a big fight. We had support of our 50, we had resistance at our 200. You can see up here where we had this bearish engulfing candle when we tried to test it again, and now what's happening is we're dumping down and we're breaking down through this short-term uptrend in yellow that we had. And what I was reading to you yesterday was talking about moving averages, and whenever you see a trend line break with the fact that you're losing the moving averages as well, so you're closing below the moving averages as well as that trend line break, that's when things can get pretty ugly here, guys. How we were talking about this trend line break, just the simple fact of if you would have got out of your position when we had this trend line break and we closed below it, so we'll go right off this candle right here, you could have saved yourself 11%, almost 12% to the downside. And me trading, that's a significant amount, 10, 11, 12, 15%. That's a big deal. Some big markets don't move 20% in a year. So it's significant whenever these things start to take place, and that's what I wanted to put on people's radar. And you can see here now we're trading below our 9 EMA in orange, so that's our short-term moving average is acting as a ceiling now, overhead resistance. Our 20 EMA in purple is acting as overhead resistance, and we're crossing down through our 50-day moving average, and now our 50-day moving average is acting as overhead resistance as well as this white 200 EMA. Like I've told you, I'm really big on moving averages because they're going to show you the trend. If you're moving sideways, they're not as important as when you're trending up or you're trending down. And what's happening now is the river is pressing down upon us. Am I saying that it has to drop all the way down to 14 or 13 cents, guys? I'm not saying that. At any point, we could have a whale step in, and you know how the manipulation goes in this game. It could be 24 cents now, and you go take a shower and go to the bathroom and eat some breakfast, and you could come back, and it's at 45 cents. That's just the way this game works because the markets are thin. Whenever markets are thin and there's not tons of volume or tons of, market participants in it, then price can move up and down a lot more easily, can really be volatile, and that's what we're looking at in this space. But right now, just looking at this from a technical analysis standpoint, we've broken through our trend line. We're down below the moving averages. The next area I would look for support is going to be around 23 cents. Let me draw a horizontal line on here for you just to map it out, and that's where we had this bullish Harami pattern. Guys, let me turn that green for us. Okay, so this is where we had this bullish Harami pattern. Then this kind of kicked off our little uptrend where we were having those higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low. And now, guys, we're just falling to the downside. So that's where I'm going to look at for support. Now, if 23 cents doesn't hold, then we can start getting down into some of these ranges, guys. 19 cents. We'd look at around 17 cents. Then we'd look at around 15 cents. And ultimately down here around that 13-cent area. But it's going to be important to see what we do with this green horizontal line down here. Is it going to be some type of almost triple bottom? We ended up hitting it here on August 12th. We came back, hit it again here September 25th, and now we potentially have another shot of hitting it November 19th, 2019. today or tomorrow, somewhere right in that range. And we've also hit it back in here. So this is the key area of support. And if this breaks, guys, things could get very ugly very fast. So that's why we do need these bulls to start stepping up at some of these key areas like this 23 cents. Now, in terms of indicators, I wanted to go into a few for you just so we could take a look at this. First, we'll go to our relative strength index. Our RSI is at 31, so we're almost in that oversold territory of 30 or lower. So I want you to keep an eye on that, but you can see our strength is just really pointing down, guys. We've just really lost a lot of strength in that. So that's our RSI, and then I wanted to do our MACD. And then there's one more thing I really wanted to point out to y'all. So here was our bearish cross down in here, guys, and we just, histograms in the negative. We haven't had a bullish cross. It's not looking like it's coming right now, and that's just at least on the one-day chart. Remember, you want to go through things starting on like the 1 hour and then work your way back even to the 1 week, or you could start on the 1 week, depending on how you're trading, and work your way into the 1 hour. But when I'm talking about these moving averages, guys, I'm not making stuff up here. I just want to show you an example on TradingView here. So if we go into more, and this is going to show you the technical analysis summary for XRP, take a look at this. We have 18 for our sell signal. We have 9 neutral and 1 buy, and it's showing a strong sell signal on the one-day chart right now. Oscillators, you have 2 sell, 8 neutral, 1 buy, and then moving averages. This is what I want to show you. 16 sell, 1 neutral, 0 buy, and that's because that river now is pointing down, and that's what I want to get into people's minds. These moving averages are so important as support and resistance and telling you the trend. And then, guys, you can start looking for those higher highs and higher lows and then start adding in other indicators. But it's important to see which direction you're trending. Just like over here, how we were trending up and we were moving up. We were up above this 50-day moving average whenever we're moving up. When you're down, you're most likely going to be below it. And those are the things that I want to try to teach people the best that I can. So if you get something out of this, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Just be very careful. In my opinion, I wouldn't go jumping into a long right now. I would want to see some bullish candlestick pattern formation on heavy volume down here around 23 cents if we do go and see that area. And also, guys, just really watch these moving averages to see if we can break up through them or if they're going to keep acting as that river pressing down upon us. You can see this whole downtrend here. Look at that 20 EMA in purple just rode this trend all the way down. Guys were shorting off it anytime it touched it, and it's the opposite when you're in an uptrend. Most people are buying once the price hits that in an uptrend. So want to bring this to you all, guys. If you get something out of this, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, share, like, all that. I appreciate you guys. God bless. Take care.